How's it going, everybody? Trying to get the camera straight as always. I guess we're straight, we're a little crooked, but we'll run with it. Hey, welcome back to Chicago. It's good to be back in sweet home Chicago. We got bright, beautiful sunshine. We're facing south here, so you know, this is what I deal with here. We got the sun's so low in the sky because we're heading towards the winter solstice here that you know, we'll have a glare a little bit. But hey, I'm just gonna head down to Millenium Park. We're gonna check out the ice skating rink. Chris, how's it going? Hey, thanks. It's going good. Chris, how you doing? Looks like you had a good Thanksgiving. Were you up in Minnesota? That's nice, and I need to check out and get caught up with everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, thanks for being on the lunch bunch here. Yeah, we went up to Wrigley Field last night. I don't know if you saw it, and that's great. They got all the rides and stuff a la carte there set up inside the field like they did last year. So I posted that, and people are like, I didn't know that was here, you know. And I'm like, well, they did it last year, and they did it this year. And then people started complaining about the rides. I said, hey, talk to Rick. It's, you know, I know it's going to cost you some money, but $5 gets you in the door there at Wrigley. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Cole, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're having a good day. Mayo's in the house. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll wait until everybody else comes on here. It'll give me time to get down the block here and go into Millenium Park. We'll check out some ice skating. We're up to 26 degrees. 26 degrees, up from 16 or 18 this morning when I rode a bike into work. So Angel, how's it going? The way I roll. Hey, am I missing people here? I gotta take my glove off here so I can. Yeah, $5 gets you into Wrigley Field. You know, for me, you know, I don't ride those rides anyway. They're for kids anyway. I mean, it's nice. I just enjoyed watching people ice skate on the ice skating rink. Clark was dressed up there and skating and interacting with people. The mascot for the Cubs there, and yeah, you can walk in Gallagher Way for free. You know, where they have the we're talking about Wrigley Field. Angel, yeah, how's it going? The way I roll. Magic Mike rode that Ferris wheel. I think he posted a video of it, and that's what got me to go up there. I was like, yeah, they already got it set up. Yeah, $5 gets you on the Wrigley Field. Just nice to see and then you can watch the little train go around the bases. You know, it is what it is. But signs of the season here. Remember, just a month ago we were at the ice skating ribbon, and I said, watch, a month from now this will all be ice and people will be ice skating. It was hard to believe when it was like 60 degrees. But hey, thanks everybody for tuning in here. Welcome back to Chicago. It's good to be back, and we'll go over and check out the ice skating rink here. We'll walk over to Maggie Daley Park and check out the ice skating ribbon. Since the sunshine is so nice today, we'll take advantage of that, and we'll do indoor things later in the week when it'll be rainy and cold rain. But I'd almost rather have snow at this point than rain. But it was nice seeing the snow last night at Wrigley Field. And am I streaming okay? Good. Here, I'm missing the comments here. I need to see. I stopped to scroll with my finger here. Krista, yeah, how you doing? Grace, hey, Lindsay, Krista, Cole, Tara, how you doing? Yeah, we're up to 26, and yeah, that's why I said, hey, I'm just giving everybody an overview. If you don't think, we're talking about Wrigley Field, Chris and I were talking about it earlier. If you don't think it's worth $5, don't go. That's why I did the TikTok, and most people were positive. 95% of the people were positive, and I got to remember that, and it's good. That's why we do this. I really look forward to our lunch brunch crew here because I missed you guys over Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, and thanks for giving me some time off. Look, that squirrel just came out of the trash can. You see that squirrel? Yeah, we got the Millenium Park squirrels living it up there. If I was a squirrel, I'd live in that trash can too. Here we go. Here's the tree. Remember we came down here, we saw him light up this tree. I know I wasn't able to do it live, but hey, Grace, how you doing? Thanksgiving was great. I spent time, my aunt made a wonderful meal. We picked up her son, and he lives over in northwestern Indiana, and drove down to my dad's place, and yeah, I saw aunts and uncles and cousins and friends and relatives and both sides of the family, and I hope everybody had the same thing. Went down to Cincinnati on Saturday and saw the ice skating rink at Fountain Square there. That was nice. Met Gigi and toured the banks there, went through over the Rhine. It was nice. But here we're back in Chicago. So here's the ice skating rink in Millennium Park. Yeah, the baseball was nice. Isn't that nice? Yeah, you can walk through the baseball. It's like a big snowball. There's not too many people ice skating today, probably because it's so cold. It's 26, which is not extremely cold, but it was pretty cold last night. But it's supposed to warm up to maybe the 40s later this week here in Chicago. But hey, if you just joined, we're at the ice skating rink here at Millennium Park. And it's nice they got this going here. Yeah, thanks everybody. Welcome, Lunch Bunch here. So, I really want to see, I haven't really, we stopped over there at the ice skating ribbon after they lit this tree. That was before Thanksgiving, that weekend when they did, they lit this on Friday night, over a week ago. And then that Saturday night they had the parade on Michigan Avenue. And then Sunday we went to Lincoln Park Zoo. So of course we'll get back by the Lincoln Park Zoo because I walk by it on my way home from work every night. I'm looking forward to just walking up Michigan Avenue tonight after work. Of course, we'll probably start on TikTok, but later in the week I'll probably do a walk home. I'll let you guys know, give you advance warning. We'll do a nice walk, evening walk home on YouTube so we can film the Michigan Avenue holiday lights and landscape and better resolution. Yeah, Richard, how you doing? Yeah, it's good to be home, sweet home Chicago. Lindsay, yeah, it's not overly crowded. That's why people, it always cracks me up. People are always like, look, nobody's there, you know, when we go up to, I'm like, I prefer it when it's less crowded. Look, if you wanted to ride the rides, Wrigley Field last night was the night to go if you could stand the cold. There was a Bears Monday night football game, so the combination of the cold weather with the Bears Monday night, and it was a Monday, there's hardly anybody up there. But I bet if you go up there on a weekend closer to the actual holiday, it'll get really crowded. And here's the Bean. Of course, the Bean's still under construction. It's got its diaper on. It looks like it's got duct tape on the bottom. That's what I think. But it's, some people say the Bean's wearing a diaper. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, Michael Anderson, how you doing? Yeah, thanks so much for your support, and thanks for, we got the lunch bunch crew. I think you coined the term, the lunch bunch, so thanks. And Chris, yeah, the sphere, the Chicago sphere. That's what the Bean is. It's a little smaller. We need our own sphere here in Chicago to compete with Las Vegas sphere, that big ball they got there. But I know. I think we've all, including me, we've all become so spoiled. You know, I'm just as bad. When I criticize stuff, I criticize myself. Life has become so easy that we can't appreciate anything anymore. We need constant stimulation, you know, and it's always easier, including me, to make a negative comment than a positive comment. So I need to remember that the positive comments outweigh the negative, and that's hard to do. And so we're doing pretty good here. You guys are all part of it, so thanks for being a live audience and being so nice, and we learn stuff from each other. Yeah, the Bears won. Hey, Anita, how's it going? Thanks so much, Anita, for being on. And Richard, yeah, the Bears won. They didn't even have to score a touchdown. I can't believe they beat the Vikings there. That's nice. That was nice to watch. I got to catch the final 3 quarters of that game. I stopped at Target last night and got me some ice cream. Even after all that cold, I ate some ice cream. Imagine that. But here, well, there's the Bean. Look at the great Bean of Chicago. It's looking nice. Oh, I almost walked into this fence. Here, we'll walk around. We've been here a million times before, but if you stay on, I'll get you views of Maggie Daley Park and the ice skating ribbon. We'll walk around that, and we'll document that for YouTube land. If you missed it, when was that? Saturday night, I was in Cincinnati with my cousin. We drove down to Coney Island, which is, it's upriver from downtown Cincinnati. It's the old amusement park before they built Kings Island, and they got a nice Christmas light display that you can drive through. So we drove through that, and I filmed that. Oh, I was in that people's photo. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm bad about photo bombing people. I usually, film people taking photos, like I'm walking by when they're taking photos like that, and then I do try to stay out of their photos, but then I do get in the photos. So sorry about that. They don't need a live streamer in their photo blocking their view of the bean there. But here we're walking by the Pritzker Band Show here, and yeah, I'm in a lot of photos. People can still find me. I felt bad this morning. I rode a bike to work, and people that spend any time in the cold, especially if you got a beard, you deal with the same problem. Probably from talking. And my mustache probably had icicles hanging from it, and because it was 16 degrees this morning. And so here I am on Michigan Avenue walking and talking, and somebody recognized me. They're like, "Are you Brian?" I'm like, "Yeah." I probably had icicles hanging from my mustache, and I look like an idiot walking down there. Still had a bike helmet on with icicles hanging from my mustache. But I think people understand when it's cold, you end up you look like a Nordic explorer there, trying to find the North Pole. Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo? Yeah, I know. We always deal with that. But hey, thanks for sticking on there. Orson. Yeah. Mort calling Orson. Come in, Orson. Remember Mork and Mindy? He called when he would communicate with his home planet, he would always talk to Orson. Mort calling Orson. Come in, Orson. There's yeah, and Mork traveled in an egg. Remember Mirth from Earth? Oh, that's great. Yeah, I look like a cold miser. Hey, Mary Therese, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we're over here back at the lunch bunch is back. We're getting a gang back together here. We just walked by the ice skating rink. You know where we're at, and we're over here by the band shell here. We're walking across the ribbon here. We're going to go over to the ice skating ribbon at Maggie Daley, see if anybody's skating around that. And Nanu. Oh, that show was great. We miss that guy. But yeah, Robin Williams. That's why it was so great to talk to. When we talked to Bravco, we talked to Barbara and Michael and his father, the guy that actually founded Bravco there, which is a great guy. And they talked about when Robin Williams came into Bravco there on Oak Street and asked for a razor. Michael had such a great anecdote about that. It was awesome. You got to watch the video. It's great, which I'm sure you have. But hey, here we're crossing Columbus Avenue. There, you're looking south. Yeah, there's a few people ice skating. There's a few people ice skating on the ribbon here. So yeah, signs of the season here. And I'm surprised about the amount of people that tune in. Like when I just got back into Chicago, I took this there's a truck going by. I took a train in from Gary, took the South Shore up into Millenium Station there, and everybody was like, "Where's the snow? Where's the snow?" The whole walk home, Chris saw it. I was like, "I don't know. Maybe it's, this is live. There's no snow in downtown Chicago. I guess the suburbs or northern suburbs or western suburbs got some snow." We drove through some snow patches in northern Indiana, but it was just a dusting on the fields, I want snow. I want there to be more snow than last winter. They said there was a climate report. They said there's less snowfall in the world on average, which, of course, another sign of climate change that everyone will deny. Now, I'm not talking about you people. I'm talking about, you know, the naysayers. You know, we can all choose our own adventure, how you want to believe what's happening or not happening. But my spidey sense says, even though it's cold, where's the snow? Where's the beef? Here we go. There, look, it's warm right in there. If you want to get warm in Chicago, you go down in there, and all that titanium aluminum tiles there will reflect the sun and heat up that grass right there, so you can grow some. It's like a greenhouse right there. Lisa, how you doing? Good. So you're on the Indiana side, so you got the snow, you got the lake effect. And yeah, someone tuned in this morning from Michigan and said they had snow in Michigan, and I saw the Michigan mountains, which is usually the lake effect, and you could clearly see the Michigan mountains across Lake Michigan this morning. And so I'm sure northern Indiana, Michigan City, the western side of Michigan all got snow because the lake effect was in full effect. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the reports there. And Deck the Halls, Danny DeVito. Instant potato flakes. Hey, we'll look into that. That's nice. No, I don't know if I've seen that. Deck the Halls, I might have seen that. That looks pretty good. Danny DeVito, I like Danny DeVito. And instead of the real snow, where's the real snow? But here we'll go by the, hey, they're selling hot chocolate. There's the skyline. There we go. I missed that skyline. Yeah. Everybody say hi to Lisa. Say hi to Cole. Got the lunch bunch back. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Yeah, we got the Rink Cafe. Got some hot chocolate. You can check in, skate pickup. You got the music going. So here, let's check out this area here, and then we'll walk around this. This is the ice skating ribbon in Maggie Daley Park, Chicago. Yeah, they got wee portalettes. Yeah, rules and regulations. Yeah, skate at your own risk. Okay. So I think if you bring your own skates, you can just, lash up your skates and hop in this thing. Of course, you can rent them on the other side. We'll show you where it's at. A lot of potato flakes. Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah, we're gonna get rain later in the look, they got a video screen there. We got Wonka on there. There's the ice skating ribbon. Yeah. we'll do some instant mashed potatoes. How's it go, tell you? Potato flakes. Got the fluty flakes and potato flakes. Well, here we'll walk around the ice skating ribbon here. They're filming it too. No skates beyond this point. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's doing his own live there. Oh, Kevin Costner, yeah. Yeah, can you believe, we'll do it again this year. I'm planning on to go to Texas with my father to visit my sister and my brother-in-law and my nephews down in Texas. They live down in the Houston area. And I think they're local. They attend one of those giant mega churches down there in Houston, which is great. And usually every year at the holiday times around Christmas, they do that. They have fake snow for the kids. It'll be like 70 degrees in Houston, and we'll be like in short sleeves, and they'll have fake snow outside the church so the kids can throw snowballs, and they'll have like slides and ice skating. But I don't know how they do it. They make fake snow. It's more like ice chips, and they do it for the kids in Houston because often they don't ever experience snow, just like people in Florida. I understand, and but they did get actual snow when they had that horrible, when all the electricity went out in Texas that one year in the winter, and all the pipes burst. They actually saw real snow on the ground, and they went outside. And they didn't know how to dress for it, But here, yeah, to me, it's just like ice flakes. It's like ice flakes, and they kind of blow it up into the air. It's like little slivers of ice. And, if you try to make a snowball out of it, it just turns into a big thing of ice. But here's the ice skating ribbon here. We got the climbing wall. Here, we'll get a better view of it when we head down here. There's the line. Yeah, it was nice. Well, I lucked out because when I was inside the Wrigley Field, it was snowing. And then when I walked back out the Gallagher Way, it stopped. Or it just turned back to flurries. But it actually was snowing for real when we were in there. And it was perfect for the backdrop of me filming that. And, you know, showing a nice winter scene here in Chicago just like this. But hey, thanks for tuning in. We are in Chicago. We're down here by the Maggie Daley Park, the ice skating ribbon. And there's people ice skating even though it's 24 degrees. And they got some digital screens here. I bet that looks nice at night. They can pipe in some there comes some people. There we go. Yeah, what's new with you? Oh yeah, you had rolling blackouts. Wow. See, look, they were pulling power all the way from Nebraska down to Texas. And I know Texas has its own grid. And I think Nebraska, you share with us there, you know, there's the western grid and the eastern grid. And then Texas has their own grid. And that's what failed that time. And so they're questioning that, you know, and look, they were tapping into your electricity. And it becomes a major problem, you know. Look at Texas. They deal with the extreme heat, extreme cold. If the polar vortex goes all the way south to Texas, it becomes a major problem because those giant houses are not insulated. The pipes are not insulated. People don't have the heating and insulation to deal with it, you know. And you know, I'm of the opinion, and that's why people are so. I understand people are very confused about climate change. What it's going to mean? It just means our weather's going to be more erratic. We're still going to have extreme cold, like the polar vortex in winter, but we're going to have extreme heat periods like we had this summer. And we're going to get the worst extremes at both ends. And, you know, same with floods, hurricanes, you know, rainfall comes all at once, drought, you know. Hey, they got this blocked off. I guess they don't want us going any further this way. Hey, we can go right around here. Why not? Here's where the Zamboni, well, there's the club car. There's where the Zamboni comes out of there. And sometimes they clear people off the lights at lunchtime and they have the Zamboni there. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you can save some money on your energy bills there. Yeah. Really? The news, they said it'll get the worst winter in Texas. Yeah, I hope it's not as bad as it was. When was that? I think that was a few years ago when they had that. It's amazing how time flies. I think it's like last year and it's like 3 years ago. But there's a nice view of the skyline of Chicago with the ice skating ribbon here. As we're dancing to Gloria Estefan, playing a nice Miami beat here when we're ice skating. Yeah, get out some blankets. Yeah, Fort Worth gets snow. You're right. The northern part, especially the Panhandle of Texas, the Great Plains. I mean, you get extreme blizzards up there. But Texas is so huge. You know, the extremes from Brownsville to Plano, you know, and from Dallas to San Antonio. It makes a big difference. But I hope to get down there. Yeah, the ice skating can be expensive if you rent skates. If you bring your own skates, if you have your own ice skates, which I know it's hard to do for people that travel, it's free. If you bring your own ice skates, it costs nothing to get on this. But the only cost is that they don't charge you any admission to get on it. They make their money by renting skates. And you know, so here's Maggie Daley Park. We'll head back over this way. Let's see what time we got. 12:28. So here, let's just head back towards the loop here. I don't know if I got time to get to Daley Plaza. We'll do the Kris Kringle Market again sometime this week, I'm sure. I already posted those videos. You know, we went by there a little bit on YouTube. I need to do it again on YouTube. We'll get to the Kris Kringle Market at Daley Plaza. I might just walk by Macy's, Marshall Fields, look in the window displays there. We'll walk right across the ribbon here, or the pedestrian walkway here. So yeah, you know, we got 26 degrees. The sunshine helps. It feels noticeably warmer now than it was this morning, but it's all relative. I know people that don't live in the winter climates. You're like, what's the difference between 16 degrees and 26? You know, not much. But 10 degrees is 10 degrees, you know. And imagine if it gets into the negatives, you know. Yeah, it's definitely worth bringing your own skates. Yeah. And you can use them both at this. You can use it both at the big skating rink there and there. And people ask the same question. I don't know if they'll let you bring your own skates into Wrigley Field. That would be interesting. You know, they're set up for big long lines. Of course, there wasn't a big long line there last night, but anywhere you could save a little money, it's worth it. 16 in Omaha, yeah. The 30s isn't bad, so that's hope. Yeah, we're supposed to warm up even here in Chicago. I saw in the forecast, even by Thursday, it might get back into the 40s. But that means rain. And then we're back into the same discussion, you know. We'll get that cold December rain instead of snow. That's what happened last winter. Every time I thought we'd get a big snow event, it just turned into rain. And even in January, we were getting rain in January, which was, you know, that's unheard of in Chicago. You know, usually if you got any precipitation in January, it'd be snow. But, yeah, we'll see what happens this year. Yeah, that's a good question, Cole. Wrigley Field's named after the Wrigley family. I forget his first name. They did Wrigley chewing gum. Yeah, built the Wrigley building, which is the one we film all the time there, with the white clock tower by Michigan Avenue and the Chicago River. And then he bought the Cubs team and named it Wrigley Field. They originally the field was called it was built for the Federals or the Whales. It was built for they were going to build a third league that failed, and then somehow Wrigley acquired it and moved the Cubs there. The Cubs and the White Sox used to play in the West Side Park. There was a park in the west side of Chicago that no longer exists. We went by the area where it used to exist. It was over towards the United Center. And that's where when both the White Sox and Cubs won the World Series in like 1906, 1907, 1908. They traded the World Series around that time, and they both played the same park. Isn't that amazing? And then the Cubs moved up to the north side in 1916, I think. And it was originally Wrigley Field didn't have the upper deck. There's pictures of it with just the lower deck, which makes it look really sparse. And then they added the upper deck by the 20s. And, you know, they made several alterations since then, even recently. Yeah, the weather's probably supposed to be the same. Methane gas, yeah. Yep, turns it nice. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice to do bowling? Yeah, that's a good idea. You could, like, do some interesting rolling of the Bulls balls or bowling, you know, ramp down there, pick up some speed by the time it got to the bottom. I'm surprised anybody hasn't tried it. I don't know how they keep the skateboarders off of this. I know people have tried to ride bikes across this, and the security usually chases down people if they try to even walk a bike across this. You're not supposed to walk up because it's wood. But I can't believe the skateboarders don't mess with this, because that would be. I'm giving people ideas now. Oh no, don't say I told you to do it. And I learned it by watching YouTube. Yeah, right. I'm not a role model, as Charles Barkley once wisely said. There, they're taking photos right there. A giant soccer ball. Yeah, we should try that. We'll do an experiment. I'll bring a little, safely do it. And I'll put spotters down, and we'll, you know. But oh, look how nice the Pritzker Pavilion's looking here. Make sure I stay out of people's photos here. Yeah, Wrigley owned Catalina Island. And that's where the Cubs used to do spring training. If you look at Los Angeles, off the southern coast of California, there's several islands out there in the Pacific. And the most populated is Catalina Island. Some of the other ones, no one lives on them. And there's a little town there called Avalon. And you can take a ferry from Long Beach out there. It's so far out you can't see the, you can't see the coast of California. It's all by itself there. And that's where the Cubs used to do spring training, and then they moved to Arizona, and then Wrigley has a mansion in Scottsdale, Phoenix area too, right? They're all over the place. There's the former Wrigley Mansion in Lincoln Park. I filmed that before. That's near where I live. And yeah, get a skateboard. That's good. Yeah, do that, Cole. We'll get some stickers. I think Grim Evil's working on T-shirts. I need to talk to him about that. I'm not a good entrepreneur here. I need to talk to Darren Monroe. He's got good ideas about how to monetize all this stuff, and I'm sure Grim Evil's way ahead of me too. But that's what I get for being a hippy dippy. Yeah, it could be Roxy Music. We'll look into that. Yeah, it could be Avalon, Lake Geneva too. Yeah, look at that. Thanks the way I roll. Yeah, it's amazing. So that's the impact. So it's not only the Wrigley family, the Fields, Marshall Field family, and their heirs, the Palmer family and their heirs. A lot of these families influenced many things, because of all the wealth that was concentrated here when the city grew so fast. And the same with, other cities, not just Chicago. Not everything's a promotion. Some things are just, I'm just filming what exists in the world. See, the leaves are still falling here. We got 1236, 26 degrees. Here we'll get another nice view of the ice skating rink when we walk by the southern end here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Welcome to Chicago here. We're just cruising through Millennium Park. We went over, checked out Maggie, Daley, ice skating ribbon, and we'll go by the ice skating rink here over by the Bean here, Millennium Park. Yeah, the chill, the big chill. Remember that movie, The Big Chill? Everybody likes Mr. Goldblum there. It's not just the fly. Let's see. Here we'll let's see what time we got. 12:37. Yeah. So let's walk into the loop a little bit. Maybe we'll get the L going by. There's the Bean. Yeah, people, that's probably the closest you can get to it. You got the fence. They're still doing renovations of the plaza there. And yeah. The four preps. Yeah, I don't realize until I look at the recordings of my live streams. It's like Freudian slips. I miss. Did you hear the engine of that HVAC starting up? I misspeak all the time. Like I was talking, I meant to say Chris Tucker last night, and I said Chris Rock. That was a Freudian slip when I was talking about the Sixth Element. And look, yeah, here's the ice skating rink. Hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I had a great one. It was nice and relaxing. I ate a bunch of food, as we all should, if you can. Count our blessings, and it was nice to see Cincinnati. Cincinnati's looking nice, and over the Rhine. Yeah, here's the ice skating rink. See, they cleared everybody off, so they're probably going to get the Zamboni out, and they're going to clean off the ice. They usually do this at lunchtime. Sometimes you catch the Zamboni smoothing down the ice. So there's a nice view. You got the Bean there with the part of the skyline of Chicago here. The ice skating rink here in Millennium Park. I got the Crown Fountain turned off, as they should. James Caan. I know James Caan, Thief. Hey, let's look into that. Yeah, I think I've heard about that movie. I don't think I have seen that movie, but I'll put it on my list. because yeah, if it's got scenes of Chicago and James Caan, yeah. Same director as Heat and Miami Vice. That's good. That's good to know. Huh, it might have inspired some of that. That's good. But here's Michigan Avenue looking north. See how the sun's glaring there. There we go. We got the walk. So we'll cross Michigan Avenue. There's the Wrigley building. We were just talking about that. Looking straight north here. See, here's where you could enter. If you want to park down here, you can, right in the middle of Michigan Avenue, you can go into the underground parking underneath Millennium Park. And then here's looking south here on Michigan Avenue, Madison, Michigan. There's Racing Canes. And we'll walk right down Madison to State Street, and we'll turn. Hey, they got a dog there. That's interesting. There's that comic store. We went in that comic store once before. We probably need to do it again. Backdraft, thanks. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, there's many scenes in Backdraft. I need to find those fire stations. Thanks for mentioning that. Yeah, we have talked about Backdraft before, but it might have been a while. There goes the L going by. It's pulling into the station there, and there's the Chicago alley. Kind of a side street here. Oh, Rio Sushi. There's Paisano's Pizza by the Cantina. Yeah. There's people have some sushi. That's great. There goes the L pulling out of the station there. And this is that link thing. I never really used that. Yeah, that's a good idea. I know some of the tourist shops, they do sell little small beans, like they're little plastic or mirrored beans. They're little small, like paperweights, or a little larger that you could set on a desk. So they do have some little bean souvenirs you can buy. That's a good idea. See, we'll run to get across underneath Wabash here. There's the we'll go by Carson Prairie Scott here, which is now the Gothic Target. There's looking down Wabash. We're at Madison here. We'll get the nice facade of the Louis Sullivan designed Gothic Target here, the Sullivan Center. There's people screaming up here. We'll see what this is all about. I think it's just friends hanging out. There's Reckless Records. There's a Reckless Records right here in the loop. There's also one up in Milwaukee. There, we'll head by here. Here's this loading dock alley that they completely covered over for the there's the TJ Maxx. You can walk over top of that. But here's the look how that nice detail of the former Carson Prairie Scott, the cast iron. Yeah, imagine that. The Zamboni was invented in Southern California. Yeah, that was the guy's last name. His last name was Zamboni. I looked into that, and that's what most people call that thing. I know it has another name, but I call it a Zamboni. Look at that. Look at that beautiful Louis Sullivan ornamentation and detailing. Sounds like the L's coming by here. There it goes. Sounds of the city. Scenes of the city. So, State Madison. This used to be the busiest intersection in the world. That famous, they said it was staged. It was all the trolleys and the horses were congested, and that black and white photo from the late 1800s was taken right there. And yeah. Oh yeah, we'll head straight up. We'll go right underneath the Chicago Theater. We'll head up State Street, that great street, and we'll go by Macy's, Marshall Fields, former Marshall Fields. We're heading north on State Street. We got the Christmas lights. We'll head back over here at nighttime and see what this looks like. I'm anxious to see what all this looks like at nighttime. And I got the Nutcracker. Sullivan. Oh yeah, that's one of his masterpieces. Kind of the peak of his career. Sadly, he didn't get many commissions after that, and that's what we talked about when we went by Lincoln Square up there, Lincoln Avenue, up by the Lincoln Square. There's the last building that Louis Sullivan did that music store. It's just a little storefront. He was pretty much impoverished and destitute at that point, and one of his mentees that worked for him when he was younger helped him out by giving him the commission. That's the last thing he did. But you know, there's the L going by here. We're down at Washington and State here. We'll go by there's the clock, Chris, the Marshall Fields and Company, Washington Street and State Street. Look how they got all the nice trumpets here. Macy's is continuing the tradition of having nice window displays here. Look at that. They got the clock with the reindeer. Look at these nice, beautiful window displays. And we'll probably go inside. We'll wait for a rainy day. We'll go inside and maybe go up to the Walnut Room, see if we can see the Christmas tree, if they'll let us up there. A lot of people traditionally go to the Walnut Room to dine if they come into downtown Newberry to shop. There's Block 37 across the way. Got these trumpets. Yeah, it's a nice clock. I talk faster than Norm. Yeah, Norm. Yeah. Norm was from Canada. That's great. There's yeah, you can look right into the store there. Macy's. We're heading up State Street, Chicago. What time we got? It's 12:46. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so here we got Marshall Fields. That's what it looks like. We'll go in there sometime. Yeah, the clocks are also done by Sullivan. Look at that. That's the ornamentation, you know. Look at that. Look how they got it's looking in the reflection in the, that's a nice effect. They got a digital screen there reflecting the reindeer looking at the mirrored image of its face. It's like one of those videos. They said, what's the last thing this ornament tree saw? And it was the cat was looking at the ornament and then batted it and broke it. Hey, we got some digital displays here. There's the reindeer in the merry-go-round with the teacup. Yeah. 7,000 pounds. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Yeah, usually Chicago's a little colder than New York. New York is a little more milder because it's by the ocean. And, but New York can get cold too. And New York is famous just like for getting those nor'easters where they get a big dump of snow in the springtime. We usually get the polar vortex. We're more in the middle of the continent. So we get the cold air comes down off of Canada. Just like Omaha gets that too. It swoops down over the Great Plains and Great Lakes. And the Appalachian Mountains keep the East Coast a little protected from that. But Buffalo gets it. And hey, look, speaking of Chris Tucker, see, I told you I messed up. I said Chris Tucker is going to be at the Chicago Theater. So look at that. Remember all the Rush Hour and Friday, Chris Tucker. The great Chris Tucker is going to be here at the Chicago Theater. Legend Tour 2023, November 29th. He's sold out. Yeah, you get the cold and the wind there in Omaha. The wind comes whipping down the plain. Yeah, I know. It's bitter. You got North and South Dakota above you. There's, look at that, Chris Tucker. Yeah. Go behind the scenes of the iconic Chicago Theater. We'll look into the marquee tour. That might be something to do in the wintertime. We'll see if they let me film that. There's the pigeons hanging out. Chicago Theater. Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Minneapolis consistently gets colder than Chicago, and I'm glad you stayed there. These people always like, oh, it's so cold, Chicago. I'm like, talk to Canada, talk to Minnesota. I'm sorry the Bears beat the Vikings, but it's just at least you got a indoor stadium, football stadium, so you can have the Super Bowl. The Torture Museum's still here. We'll see how. I'm glad it's still going. But yeah, look at that. Chris Tucker, Chicago Theater. There's the subway. Yeah, people coming out of the subway. Trains going by. What time we got? 12:49. All right. Well, we'll walk up. We'll walk up to the. Hey, let's go. We'll get a view. We'll get a view to the Wrigley building up here. We'll end it up there. The Michigan Avenue Bridge. We'll get a nice view to the Marina Towers there. It's corned, big lump with knobs. Marina Towers designed by Bertrand Goldberg here. Looking nice. Yeah. Yeah, the Giants. Even the Jets got a chance, right? Is Rodgers coming back? Who knows? But you're a Giants fan, so you don't care about the Jets. That's good. I don't care about the Jets either, especially since Rodgers, we were all laughing about that. Not that we want to wish misery on Jets fans, it's just, you know, how much more misery can it take? There we go, look at the Marina Towers here in Chicago, looking good. Yeah, mindless, join the club. I got a pretty empty head too. I'm the mindless hippie. Just wandering around Chicago. Hey, we got the light here, so let's cross the street here. We'll head over. We'll be able to see a little view of the river here. And so yeah, probably on TikTok tonight, we'll head up Michigan Avenue, see the Christmas lights, and then later in the week, we'll do an evening live on YouTube. Depending on the weather, I'll try to pick a decent night. We'll try to dodge the raindrops because there's supposed to be rain later in the week here in Chicago, at least in the forecast. We'll see if it happens. But here we'll head, there's a little, that's not snow, I think that's salt. I think that's salt. Yeah, all that money spent on Rodgers. There's the Chicago River. There you can straight up to the Wrigley building. Look how nice that looks. I did notice most of the tour boats have left the river, so I guess the architectural tour boat season's probably over. We have to wait till next year. They still have the enclosed boats, like there's a dinner cruise boat. The Odyssey was still there. And yeah, there's the beautiful Jewelers building. We've talked about that several times. There's where the Vietnam Memorial is right here. We'll walk by the George Washington statue with Robert Morris and Chaim Solomon. Chaim, 17th Church of Christ scientist. There you can see the nice top of the carbon carbide building with the iconic classic Art Deco vintage skyscrapers of Chicago, along with those two buildings, which are not Art Deco, that's Gothic and Spanish Revival. The Wrigley building's actually modeled after a tower in Spain. Spain has many towers, just like Italy. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. There's the Trump Tower, tall Trump Tower. Royal Sonesta, Mather Tower. There's a classic view of the Marina Towers, looking west all the way to the Salesforce Tower. So there's this ramp. This is interesting. You got this ramp. You can ramp down to the middle level of Wacker Drive. There's a vehicle. They got it closed off there. But here we'll go by the Irv Kupcinet, old Cup. He was a sports broadcaster here in Chicago, and his handprints are in that sports store there on LaSalle too. I was a big dummy that didn't know who he was because he was before my time, before I lived in Chicago. But here's Irv Kupcinet, Mr. Chicago. So of course here's Irv Kupcinet, and then they got the Jack Brickhouse statue over on Pioneer Plaza, and then they got the Harry Carey statues, of course, at Wrigley Field. So all these great Chicago broadcasters, and There, you got some tour buses. Hop on, hop off. You want to sit outside today? You want to sit on the top of the tour bus and ride around in the wind? Yeah. Yeah. Does anybody know if there's a statue to Bill Gleason? That's a good idea. Yeah, we'll look into that. If there's a statue to Bill Gleason, we'll find it and I'll film it. And thanks. I learn something new every day. And if not, there should be. So let's start a fundraiser. Let's see. Here's the Wrigley building we were talking about, the Wrigley family and all the stuff they owned and built and were part of, and gum, Cubs, Catalina Island. There's the Tribune. You ever heard of William Randolph Hearst? And there's the London House. We were at the top of that. I think most people saw that nice video we shot from the London House at the top there, the restaurant. And then see, they still got a water taxi. They still got one of the boats there. There's the DuSable Michigan Avenue Bridge. So what time we got? 12:55. Perfect. So what did Bill Gleason? What did he call for? What was he was a sportscaster? All the teams. Or I'll look into that. There you can see the Intercontinental Hotel there. And here's the Bridge House. But you guys have seen this stuff a million times. I just wanted to maybe show the ice skating rink. There's hardly anybody ice skating today. Both of them. So we'll get to Daley Plaza later in the week. And we'll get you inside some of these stores, see how they're decorated. Film the Christmas lights at night. Thanks everybody for tuning in. The Lunch Bunch here. Thanks. We're having a nice Thanksgiving break there, and we'll cruise through the holiday season. Head on towards the New Year's here. See how cold it gets. Can't wait to film some real snow, if we ever get any. And then I'll be complaining about that. Go to Smashburger. The Blackhawk store is over there. Oh, there's a great PBS documentary about the Chicago candy makers. That's great. Yeah, they do some great work there. And hey, thanks Richard. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks Chris. And does the Great Chicago down here on PBS. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, well, so Brock's. It's not just Fannie Mae. I know Fannie Mae's over there. Mars, Brock's, all these candy makers, I think, are associated with Chicago. I know Hershey's Pennsylvania, but Chicago has a lot of candy makers too. And there's a little Christmas display for the souvenir shop. See, this is what I was talking about. You can buy the little bean. There's a big bean you can buy, and then there's these little beans that you can buy, and they make nice gifts, I guess. Yeah, you can get little bean ornaments for your tree. Isn't that nice? They're perfect. It's mirrored just like an ornament. So, but hey, we'll wrap this up. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll walk down underneath. We'll end it. I'll just walk down the steps here. We'll pop out the other side, and then I'll head back into work. Thanks everybody for tuning in. A nice chat about the weather. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, and now we're back. We'll just cruise through the holiday season here and make the best of it. So I appreciate everybody's attention. We'll continue to do these lunch things, and we'll get you some evening YouTube so we can see the holiday lights in landscape format. That worked out pretty good for the Cincinnati Coney Island thing. I need to whittle down that footage and cut it into smaller bites so people can consume it. And we'll cross here. Look at this giant generator. Huh. Yeah, see, riding the bike down here, that's great. Get away out of the way of this truck. But yeah, we just joined, we're underneath Michigan Avenue. We're gonna pop back up Michigan Avenue at Water Street, head back to work. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. And we'll see you tonight on TikTok. Holiday lights on Michigan Avenue. We'll go by Lincoln Park Zoo, but I probably won't go in because we'll go in later. And City Walking Girl covered that too, so check her out. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Chris. Merck. Lisa wrote a book on Merit Daley, sports reporter. Great stories. Oh, that's good. Hey, you excited after having a few beers. That's good to know. See, it was all that. He was a wealth of knowledge. You could just drink a beer and recite the book. That's great. Hey, thanks everybody for the good info. I learned so much from conversing with you all. Have a great day. We'll see you tonight on TikTok, and we'll keep on trucking. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Stay warm. See you, Tara. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the gifts and everything. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later.